Today we are going to do the front wheel bearings on a 92 Chevy Astro. It's pretty much the same with any GM vehicle that has rear wheel drive. We will be removing the tires, we'll assemble the tools, I'll show you what tools you need, and then we'll get in on it. First we got to take off the calipers off the rotor, or else you're not going anywhere. Oh, don't forget, think safety first, okay? Not only are the wheel chucks in place on the opposing corner to this front driver's side, I have a jack stand under there. After I have raised my jack up, raised the suspension up with my jack. So if this comes down, it's going on jack stand. I'm not going to get hurt. Nothing's going to get broke. Safety first. So keep it in mind as well that everything on the front here has been subjected to extreme heat because the bearings are gone bad. So you might have to use something to increase your leverage, a force multiplier, to loosen bolts and nuts and stuff. So get a breaker bar or some other tool to give you more leverage for more strength to break those free. And don't forget to spray them first off. Now let's get to the brass tacks while we're here. Getting this rotor off, changing out the bearings. We need a screwdriver and a hammer. Got to remove this cap right here. Put the cap where it's easily accessible, because you want to put the all your nuts and washers and stuff in that cap. So now we got this cotter pin we have to remove. These little tings as straight as possible. That goes in there. See, I'll take that as, oh, that's like loose. That definitely shows bad bearings when it's loose like that. It's too loose. If I can do it by my fingers, I don't need a nut or a socket. Little washer here. I'm gonna need a screwdriver again. There's a flat side in here. You wanna use your finger on the flat side or another screwdriver on the flat side. Okay. Now we don't care about the old bearing, so the old bearing can just come out. Well, it's almost out on its own, but now back in. Which again is not strange. So we will pull it out of there, push it back. That outer bearing don't look too bad. Stick it here. So without knocking the brake caliper down, which it seems like that was going to happen. Rear seal looks good. But since both of them were hot, crazy hot, when I checked them the other day when they were going, I'm going to remove both of them. So now we'll take this operation to a more solid replacing right here. So we got some pounding to do. See. And there's the spindle, and there's the rotor, the back of the rotor. And first I gotta remove the seal on the back of on the back here. So I gotta get up under there with the hammer under the seal. Usually it doesn't take much, just a couple good hits with your palm, like that. Here's a old seal, which is actually in pretty good condition. I'm changing it anyway, and the bearing should come right out. Bearing don't look bad, but why did it behave like it did and get so burned up? Okay, next step is to get the races out, the bearing race. That we need bigger guns for. Okay, for that I'm using this 2.5 pound sledge and a Phillips screwdriver with a solid steel all the way through the handle. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. It has a solid steel all the way through the handle. Thing's been trusty for doing a lot of hole punching and stuff like that. It's got a steel end, and it'll transfer all the energy through. So we're going to remove the races. I hear it moving. Couple more hits. Such a narrow base I'm working with. Down. Yeah, there it is. See it in the end here? Yeah, it's ready to come out. Try not to get the grease on the brake itself, but okay. Well, looks like it's still in there tight still. And I gotta raise it up some. Drop out now. There it is. It's out. Heard it hit the ground. That's one race down. Maybe I need to put this on the ground so I have more. Solid base. Here's one race, the front race. Is it? Please be it. There we go. It is. Here's the old bearing race for the large one. Now you got to clean inside out. Gonna have to re-grease it anyway. Again, I try not advertising the products that I use, so I will not say what products they are, unless they fail, which the previous ones have. But you need grease. I got heavy duty axle grease, and I got the bearings in the sleeve sitting there. The or the seal is in the large box. The outer bearings are in the black box, and the inner bearings are the ones in the that are partially shown in the small white box back there. I will be starting with the rear bearings because they have a seal on them. The seal will keep them in place while I work on the front bearings. So let's begin. Supposed to get rain today, so it'll be kind of tricky. Okay. Rear bearings. Try keeping everything together here so the wind don't blow it away. This is a race. See how the bearings are tapered? The race is tapered inside to meet the bearings, so they ride smoothly and they line up. So this next part is going to be very important, is keeping this seated in there and lined up. First thing you want to do is get it to be level as possible, and I'm using this as a way to drive the seat down evenly. See how it's going in? Stay up there. Turn it. Come on, stay there. That's what I want to hear right there. So it sets like that. The whole thing bounces when it's set. See how it all bounces? Because energy is going straight through. So it is seated. Okay. Now we're gonna pop the grease open. Yummy. Come on. Slap some in here. Okay. Now you can buy a tool to help you grease the bearings, because you gotta get the grease in all this. You can't just slap it and say, oh, well, that's good. No, you gotta get it in there. So I gotta force it in with fingers till it comes out of the bearings themselves. Either wear gloves if you're afraid of grease. Wear gloves. Or get one of those bearing greasers. I'm trying to get it in as much as possible. See how it's starting to come through? Gotta keep going until it comes through, and it doesn't hurt to put a little extra on it to help draw. To me, it's like anything with liquid. You want to draw more through. Soldering's the same way, because once you turn that into liquid, you want it to pull through. That's why you use that flux to do it. Okay, that's seated. Now let's seat the seal. This takes a little delicate procedure, because you don't want to warp the seal or anything like that. Brand new seal. And we gently work our way around, tap, tap, tap. Now she's seated. Now when I flip her over, the bearing will not fall out. Okay, and I gotta side out. There's no seal on the front side here, which is wouldn't be a bad idea if they did have a seal on it. That's what the cap's for, though, to become a seal. So again, same procedure once again. We'll make sure that the cone end is up, the sloped end is up. Set it in there. Tap it down to start. Just turn it. And you can hear it set. It is set. Double check to make sure it looks equal on all sides. I could use a little more hit right here. Okay. Alright. And hopefully it hasn't moved off the center of the camera too much. Okay. Once again, back with the grease. Okay, grease it up good. Don't be afraid to slap a little extra up in the center. And again, we will, I guess you could say, feeding the bearings, but however you want to call it. You know, everything has more than one term to use on it successfully. Do this side, and do this side, get them in there. Ugh. And it's killing my hips and back doing this, but it's got to be done. Yeah, I will be recording both sides, but I'm only going to narrow it down to being one. Okay, and then that slips in like that. Roll it around, spin it around a couple times. Okay. Now let's go put it back on. Put a little grease on the spindle. You can't really over grease. The only time you over grease is when you fully pack the whole inside of grease, because then it builds a bubble in it, and the grease has to go somewhere. Double checking everything. Try to make sure it's as level as possible before you start. Oh, fucker. And that happens. does. Just before you put it in, check it as much as possible. Make sure that it's not got any foreign material on it before slipping it back in. Okay. Now we reverse the process. Just washer on. Nut on. This is a 11/16 socket. Want it tight. So what I'm going to do is this force multiplier, cheater bar, whatever you want to call it. Crank it down. Still too easy to turn by hand. Sprinkling out already. Make sure it's really tight on there. You know, come on. Get off of it. Yeah, that'll be alright. I gotta turn it till I have the hole lined up here. There's a cover pin. See if that's the hole. Definitely not the hole. Turn it more. Yeah. Finding the hole. It should have been up near the top. Oh, is that it? That's just a groove. Should have been up in here somewhere. So I think it's right there. So I don't think I can tighten it. Don't think I can tighten it anymore. So we will back it off a little bit. There's the mystery, it's right there. Up this a little bit more, right there. Tap that through with the needle nose. it over. Should be good enough. Won't back out. Put the cap on. There you have it. Front bearings on driver's side change, and we will immediately go to the passenger side. Mother Nature has decided to sprinkle on me. What time is it? 10:59. It's an hour earlier than what the weatherman said it was supposed to be. So I'm getting sprinkled on out here. I gotta do this quickly. No talking this time. Just gonna have to pay attention. I have no idea what time I actually started, but pretty good now. Which wasn't supposed to happen for another hour. Cannot trust the weatherman, I am sorry. Oh, and it's coming down pretty good too. May put a kibosh on me for a few. Yeah, that nut's like totally loose. Don't know why it shouldn't be that loose. Again, I can turn it with my fingers. Well, looks like I'm going to have to put a pause on this for now. Which is really a bummer. Okay, had to change the battery. Still raining. Where's my other cameras on here? Again, we got to remove that bearing seal on the back. They make tools for everything, but you don't need tools, all these expensive tools for everything. Like that. Boom. It's off. Yeah, this one's been chewed up. Ain't bad, but it's been seen better days. Pull that out. So I was foolish enough to think, really foolish to think that Mother Nature would give me a break so I could get the other side done. I'm almost halfway there. I'm about halfway there, which makes it even more frustrating. If I could have got those seals out, putting it back together would have been so quick, just like the other side was. Boom, 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 boom. Or the races, excuse me, not the seals, the races. The seal came right out. But we shall sit here and eat lunch and pray Mother Nature wants to get through this quickly. We'll see what happens. Yeah, the rain started before 11:30. It's only supposed to be around for an hour. I was basically 3/4 done with this whole project. Disassembly of the driver's side bearings and stuff, and a reassembly of it. And I'm at the disassembly, almost done with the disassembly part on the passenger side. Once the races are removed and I get it cleaned up and I can put it back together, I'll be done in like 20 minutes at the most. It's 11:41 right now.